Hello YouTube, Wes here checking in with another vinyl video. Tonight we're going to do the UK folk haul that I talked about in a recent episode of my vinyl inbox. These were records that I found in a free bin at a local store here in town called Second and Charles. It's kind of a half-price books kind of store, and somebody apparently had brought these records in, and apparently the store didn't want to buy them, so they wound up in the free bin, which is outside the store. You know, if there's something they don't want to buy back and people want to give it away, they don't want it anymore, they can dump it in the free bin, and you know, people can walk up and pull out whatever they want in the free bin. So I went there one day. Hardly ever, it's been a couple of years since I found records in the free bin there. Sometimes you'll find CDs and sometimes you'll find an interesting book or two. Very long time since I found records, and I got there one evening and it was filled up with records. There were probably close to 300 records, and I started digging into it, and it's all these UK folk artists, and it was amazing stuff. And there's some really grail-worthy stuff in here that I got out of a free bin. So it's pretty impressive. So that's the story on how I got these records. Some of this stuff I knew what it was and I knew I wanted it. Some of this stuff I just got because it looked interesting. I left, like I said, I only probably got a fifth of what was there, so who knows what I left behind. But I got some really nice stuff. So let's go ahead and get into this haul. First one I got here, this first few in the stack are ones I've already listened to, so I can kind of talk about a little bit. This is Fred Neil Sessions, which is actually not UK folk, I don't believe. I believe he's American. Well, I could be wrong. It's an American release anyway on Capitol. At first, this is kind of cheesy and kind of just ho-hum, and then by the third track, this gets really, really good. So, if you happen to see this, you happen to pick it up, don't give up. Stick with it. There's some awesome stuff on here. So it's not all great, but what is good on here is really, really good. So yeah, this was really cool, and I'm happy to have picked that up. This next one is an artist I've heard a lot about and hadn't really listened to his stuff before, and this is probably his most well-loved album from what I understand, and it did not let me down. This is incredible. That's Bert Jansch with LA Turnaround. Wow, this was awesome. Awesome folk stuff here. Really, really enjoyed this. Killer stuff. UK press, or yeah, this is a UK pressing. UK pressing on the Mad Hatter Charisma label. Very, very nice. These are all really, really well taken care of too. For the most part, there's a few that have some damage to them, but for the most part, they're really, really well taken care of, really clean, and really, really nice scores. Mostly a lot of UK presses. So yeah, LA Turnaround, fucking incredible. This next one, another one I really, really enjoyed, and it's June Tabor with Aqua, or Aquaba. Really, really good female folk singer, but, you know, using modern techniques, modern instrumentation, so it has almost an art pop kind of vibe going on to it. But yeah, very, very beautiful, and yeah, that's an awesome one too. This next one, Danny Adler with Gusha Gusha Music. Did not enjoy this one. It's very sort of, it sounds like, you know, a typical barroom kind of singer, but what you would hear if you went to the UK. So it has sort of a UK feel to it, but it's very sort of oompa barroom kind of music, in my opinion. And yeah, didn't care for that one. This next one, sort of in a similar vein, has sort of a barroom feel to it to me. This is To See the Plaid with Fiddler's Dream. Kind of just has a folksy barroom kind of feel to it to me. UK folksy barroom feel on Dingles Records. Another one, this one's a little more rock and roll, but just sort of okay. Planksty with After the Break. The UK pressing, this is on Tara Records. There's a lyric sheet in here and some other kind of sheet for merch or something. Next one, Ian and Sylvia, Four Strong Winds. Unfortunately, this one skips, so it will be going in the garbage because it's pretty rough and it definitely skips. So not something you want to get out into the wild. So yeah, good group. I do know Ian and Sylvia pretty well, but unfortunately that's not a keeper. All right, this next one, another one that has sort of what I would consider to be an English barroom kind of feel to it, even though I might be completely off base, but that's just what I got from it. This is the band Brass Monkey with See How It Runs on Topic Records, London record label. Getting to the really good stuff here soon, I promise, folks. Next one, Mark Beerley with Hello. Cool. Yeah, just kind of, he's okay. He's kind of a singer-songwriter, kind of finger picker, kind of English folky kind of guy. Just didn't really catch me as that interesting to me. It was just an enjoyable listen. But yeah. All right, next up we got Rob Stoner with Patriotic Duty. This is not folk. This is more of a geez, I don't know how you would even place this. It's kind of got like a rockabilly kind of vibe to it, I guess would be the best way to describe it, which doesn't look like rockabilly from the cover, but it's got kind of a rockabilly feel to me. But, yeah. All right, next one here, Stefan Grossman, the what is it? The Gramercy Park Shake on Sonnet Records. Fine there. All right, this next one here, Tramp with Put a Record On. Pretty valuable record, actually. It features Mick Fleetwood as part of this group. That was a cool find. This next one is one I already have, but I think this is going to be an upgrade for me. Keith Emerson and the Nice with Five Bridges. Pretty nice copy of that. Yeah, there was a couple of rock and prog things mixed in there. This next one, another copy of Neil Young's A Journey Through the Past. This next one, a group called The Home Service on Jigsaw Records out of Surrey, 1984. All right, next one here, we got Harvey Andrews and Graham Cooper, Fantasies from a Corner Seat. This one's on Transatlantic Records. Very late Steel Eye Span record here from 1986. Back in Line on Steenhatchee Records. Or Shanahatchee Records. I guess that's a UK press, or a US pressing. Here's a nice folk compilation on Elektra, the singer-songwriter project. We got Bruce Murdoch, Dick Farina, Dave Cohen, and Patrick Skye. So yeah, really nice mixture of singer-songwriter, folk kind of stuff. Very nice. Nice liner notes on the back. Next one, Paul Gramia, My Kind of Place. I think this is going to be more kind of English pub music kind of stuff. So probably not going to be for me, but I'll give it a try. It's on Flying Fish Records. So that's another US pressing. And another Paul Gremia, I Really Don't Mind Livin', on Flying Fish once again. All right, now we're getting into some good stuff. Fairport Convention on Half Bricking. This is actually a US pressing, or maybe a Canadian pressing, on Carthage Records. But yeah, Fairport Convention for free. Hell yes. Take it all day long. Get the Watersons with Green Fields on Topic Records out of London. Should be some English folk kind of stuff there. Here's a cool looking one on Vanguard Records. The Young Tradition. Still in Shrink, kind of a English vocal folk group there. This is a weird one. There's just like a weird random piece of disco in here, but I liked it. I had to grab it. Millie Jackson with ESP. 1983, so it's probably more electronic disco kind of stuff. But it'll be fun to spin. Alright, getting into some good stuff here. Incredible String Band, The Hangman's Beautiful Daughter. This is a US pressing on Electra. Got a little bit of a crease on this one. They were just kind of haphazardly thrown into the bin, so some of the records did get a little bit dinged up, unfortunately, being in the free bin, but yeah. Even got a lyric sheet in there. Very nice. I have picked up some Incredible String Band before, but I don't think this is one of them. Here's one that, yeah, I definitely said some four-letter words when I found this. This is something I've been wanting to have for a long time. McDonald and Giles. Definitely a much wanted record and a pretty collectible one at that. So glad to have found this killer. UK pressing, gatefold. I believe this is on a Pink Island label. Yeah, Pink Island label. Very nice. Can mark that one off. Awesome find. And then these next two were really amazing finds. Things I want been on my wish list for a long time. Never thought I would actually own copies of these. John Martin, London Conversation, debut album, I believe. UK pressing on Island. This is not Pink Island. This is not the first pressing. First pressings of this is hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is still a valuable record, but it's on the that Island label there. Very nice copy. Very nice, clean copy of that, and very awesome to find this. I'm really glad to be able to have this in the collection. And the killer John Martin's The Tumbler. Again, UK pressing on Island Records. I think this is on that same. Oh no, this is the Pink Rim. I think they call this the Pink Rim Island label. So again, not a first pressing. First pressings of this, again, are like $500, and this is still a pretty valuable record, but yeah, a very killer find, and I'm glad to have that. I was really hopeful I was going to find Solid Air. That's one I've really been wanting to hear, one I've really been hoping to find from John Martin. Haven't found it yet, and I was really thinking once I saw these two, I'm like, oh, it's going to be here. I'm going to finally find it, and it wasn't there, unfortunately, but I still knocked off several from my list, so that was really awesome. This next one, another really awesome find. Fathering Gay. Of course, got Sandy Denny on here. Really killer stuff. Beautiful UK pressing of this on Island again. And this is on that same Pink Rim Island. Alright, next one, another one from Incredible String Band. This is the Big Huge. I think I might have a copy of this already, but I wanted to grab this, possibly be an upgrade for me. Yeah, really nice. Got a bunch of Incredible String Band stuff. Next one is Wee Tam by the Incredible String Band. And, okay, this is a US pressing as well, again on Electro Records. And 2 LP set here from Incredible String Band on Island, and this is a UK import called Seasons They Change. I haven't looked this up to see what this is exactly, whether this is a compilation or... Okay, yes, this is a compilation. It's got a listing of the tracks on the back, and it tells you which album they came from, so a nice 2 LP compilation of Incredible String Band stuff. So that'll be really nice to go through. Bert Jansch, Lucky 13 on Vanguard. Very nice. And Bert Jansch, self-titled on Demon Records, UK import of this. Next up, a nice comp on Nonesuch. This is the real Bahamas in music and song, so some nice native Bahama music. should be pretty enjoyable stuff there. Really cool cover on that as well. And a nice Folkways release here. This is Music of the Bahamas, Bahama folk guitar, Joseph Spence. Always love finding Folkways records. I always building that collection up. This next one, Ralph McTell, Right Side Up. Just had an interesting cover, so I thought I would give it a try. Don't know what I'm getting into on this one. Not real familiar with Ralph McTell, but yeah, he looks like an okay guy. It should be interesting. And then this is a live album with Ralph McTell and Albert somebody and Sydney somebody. I don't know. Ralph, Albert, and Sydney. I don't know who those people are. But yeah, this is a UK import of that. Next one, Keith Christmas, Stories from the Human Zoo on Manticore Records. Interesting artwork on this one, especially the back. I kind of liked how the back was laid out there. Kind of the hobby horse on the beach there, kind of just weird and kind of interesting. So, caught my eye. I thought I'd check it out. Jennifer Warnes, Famous Blue Raincoat, the songs of Leonard Cohen. So Jennifer Warnes doing Leonard Cohen songs. This should be very interesting on Cypress Records. Look forward to hearing that. McGuinn, Clark, and Hillman, so a Roger McGuinn kind of project here. Yeah, kind of weird. Kind of has the, I don't know, the layout of the cover isn't very good. It kind of looks just like a magazine article or something. But that is what it is. Some more of this group Planksty. This is The Well Below the Valley. I do like the artwork on this one quite a bit. Very interesting artwork. Another one on Shanahatchee Records. Got a release here from Rory Block. I guess this is self-titled. Kind of a cool cover. I like that. I think I've seen that somewhere before. Not sure where. Here's one I've had digitally for a very, very long time. I'm glad to finally have a vinyl copy of it. Even though it's not really a rare album or anything, I just never stumbled across it in my travels. That's John Fahey's The Yellow Princess. A little bit of a rough copy, but it'll get me by for a while anyway. Glad to finally have a physical copy of it. Another one from John Fahey and his orchestra, that After the Ball. This was a radio station copy, so it's got the promo sticker, but it also has the call letters on the front there. But yeah, just want to give it a listen and see what it's all about. So pick that one up. This one definitely picked up because of the cover. The cover is just really cool on this, so I gotta hear it. This is a group called Battlefield. Stand Easy. So you get Stonehenge there. Very, very interesting photographic image there. Really cool UK pressing on Topic Records. Another one from the Incredible String Band. This is Hard Rope and Silken Twine. 1974 US pressing. Very nice, very interesting cover art on that one. Another one from Fred Neil. I was happy to get this one after listening to that first one. This is A Little Bit of Rain. Very nice. Look forward to hearing that. Next up, we got Shirley Collins and Dolly Collins, Anthems in Eden. Should be a nice listen there. Got a neat look to it. Look forward to hearing that one. Next one, another one on Vanguard here. We got Sandy Bull Fantasias for guitar and banjo. So this should be some interesting folksy kind of stuff here. Improvisational almost sounding. Looks like there's first track is all of side one, so should be pretty good. Sounding kind of finger picking kind of stuff. This next one, cover art caught my eye. The Danny Adler Story Part 2. Looks like this might be some rockabilly as well, but like I said, the cover art caught my eye, so I grabbed it. Comp here from Dave Van Ronk, just titled Van Ronk. 2 LP set on Fantasy. It's like a self-titled one here from Vince Martin. Back side cover art caught my eye. Looked like something interesting. Almost got like a David Crosby kind of vibe to it. So pick that up. Burt Yanch, Early Burt Volume 3. Burt Yanch, Jack Orion on Vanguard Records. Harvey Andrews with Someday. Another one on Vanguard here. We have Judy Roderick with Woman Blue. And By the Grace of God, David Rhea. Look like some country sort of hippie kind of stuff. Look like it might be pretty good. And last but not least, Marshall Crenshaw, Me, I'm Feeling Fine. So yeah, that was what I found in the free bin down at 2nd and Charles. A really killer score. Haven't had something like this happen in a long time, and found some really cool stuff that I'm sure I'm gonna love, and some stuff I'm able to mark off my wish list. And it was a good haul. So yeah, a couple people said they wanted to see these, so there they are. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, great night. Please subscribe, leave me some comments, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.